Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere near the Appalachians, perhaps. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. And this right here is the Unhappy Hour on the New American Media. Well, what is it on the Unhappy Hour? It's specifically strictly football. Yes, myself, Mike Bara coming in a moment. Jim Mitchell, Ez'Ryel Robinson. We're going to break down what we saw last week in the NFL. We're going to look forward with our betting trends to next week. And that begins now. Launch the show.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
All right, that's on me. That was my other show. That was the show that I just did. They've changed this around. The tabs are in different places. My control panel has been messed with. This is, in fact, the Unhappy Hour. This is strictly football.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching the Unhappy Hour.
Folks, it's just one of those days. It's turkey week. Soon we're going to be in a tryptophan-induced coma. Forgive me for launching today's show with really just an advertisement to check out the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern Time, we unpack the news. But today, of course, strictly football, bringing in Jim Mitchell in Jigba. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Brian. A little early for me, but I'll horse through it.
I think we're all off of our normal game. Hey, cheers to you. I don't have
got my espresso working. Just waking up.
Yeah, that's right. On the West Coast, it's already late in the day for me over here. By the way, I'm rocking my Ohio State shirt. Buckeyes battle that team up north this weekend. Hopefully, we're going to get some payback. Ez'Ryel Pickens, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Izzy got to call the end of that Cowboys-Eagles game. How exciting was that during our live stream of the Browns game, the Browns' defeat of the Raiders on Sunday? How fun was that, Izzy?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. And it was neat that it turned out the way that it did. The three big storylines, we got the Seahawks. We're going to hold off on that. We're going to talk about the Cowboys coming back and defeating the reigning champion Philadelphia Eagles. And, of course, the Cleveland Browns, as Myles Garrett is trying to set a new single-season sack record. He appears to be poised to absolutely obliterate it. Maybe the best pass rusher the game's ever seen. Shedeur Sanders gets his first win as a starter in the NFL. But we're going to run through the rest of the games first as we await Mr. Mike Bara jumping in, as he will in a moment. Gentlemen, let's start with Texans-Bills. That was a very close, very interesting game that got really tight at the end. We're going to do quick takes on these, not corner TV games, but the non-3 highlighted games. Quick take. Starting with Jim. Texans win 23-19, improving to 6-5 on the year. Bills dropped to 7-4. It was an exciting ending. What did you take away?
Yeah, I had this game, Thursday night game. I had this game. I had the Texans winning this game. Although the Bills were listed as 8-0 on Thursday night, they're now 8-1 on Thursday night. Bills were 17-13 against the spread, and the Texans were 9-5 straight up at home, They were only 2-5 straight up and against the spread versus winning teams. But it's like we've talked about in the last couple of weeks. This ain't your daddy's Bills team anymore. I mean, they did not play well, and I didn't expect them to play well. And it was just a mess for them. And I thought the Texans handily won the football game, and they should have won.
Yeah, and their defense is really stepping up when they need to. That whole last drive was very exciting.
Yeah.
Izzy, what did you take away from this Texans win over the Bills, the mortal Bills?
Yeah, I watched it with one of my Texans fans, and it was a really good game. I knew Josh Allen was going to have an off game. I didn't know it was going to be to that extent, but the Texans D-line and defense it's a lot. Me personally, I believe that Josh Allen really can't get the job done without a definitive wide receiver one. I think I've said it for the past 3 weeks now, so that shows a lot, and just too much of trying to make plays while there's nothing to do. And like I said, Deion Dawkins is an all-pro, and he had one of the worst games from a tackle I've ever seen. So, I mean, that's my personal opinion. And generally, the Bills don't have a chance to win the Super Bowl. I think I said the same thing last week. So,
well, let's see if the Bills address that in the offseason, either through free agency or the draft. Welcoming in Mike Bara in Jigba. Hello. We're talking about the Thursday game. Mike, by the way, make sure you check out Mike's show, Toxically Masculine Tuesday, tonight at what time? 9 p.m. Eastern?
9 Eastern, yeah. Sorry I'm late. I had to go back to urgent care, and it just took way longer than I thought. So,
well, hope you're feeling okay. Welcome back, good sir.
I'm not feeling okay, or I wouldn't have been there. But hopefully I'll be better.
Dear Lord, please look over Mike Bara and give him some strength for healing.
Yeah, all I got to say about this one is, the Texans defense is legit. I don't, looking back on it, I'm surprised the Seahawks were able to put up 27 on them. We must have a really good offense because
you do.
They looked every bit the part, and especially Will Anderson, just dominant performance. So that was the difference in the game, obviously. And Josh Allen is looking kind of mortal and needs a better supporting cast. And I'm not sure the coach is safe there because they're kind of stagnant unless they make a big run in the playoffs to make the Super Bowl. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there?
Yeah, a lot of that going on this last half of the season as we march straight into the postseason here. It really is separating teams. That was a chance that the Bills could improve to 8-3, and they didn't. The Texans could have slipped to 5-6 and almost out of the race. But they held court. I mean, this is where things happen. This is where you get the separation in the league. Once people have figured out who's on the roster, what is your identity on the year, injuries, teams trending upward or downward. Look, let's bounce to this other game. Bears improved to 8-3. They found a way to get it done. Steelers are just meandering at 6-5. That is the perfect record for a Mike Tomlin led team, right around 500, maybe just enough to make a wild card. Jim, thoughts on this one?
I'm sorry, I was doing my homework, Brian. What is Steelers Bears?
Steelers Bears.
Steelers Bears. Yeah. This was a game. This was the Rodgers I Own You Chicago football game, and apparently, that's not the case anymore. The Bears, they were favored by 3. They were bet down to 2.5 in this game. So there was Steeler money coming in on this game to force that number down. Rodgers was 24-5 straight up versus the Bears, but that's when he was within division where they had to play them twice a year. But that was not the case this last week. Bears were only 19-34 straight up total, but this game went as I expected. I thought that the Bears would handle the Steelers in this game.
Izzy, Bears improve, 8 wins on the year, plenty more games to go. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected it with the Steelers and defensive backs and the Bears receivers, but I mean, yeah, it's just a completely different situation for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. So, I mean, well, he didn't even play. It was Mason Rudolph. So, I mean, it's not a lot in their favor at that point. So, I mean, more of expected for me, in my opinion, for the Bears to win.
Mike, Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams, I continue to believe in his talent.
Yeah.
And without Aaron Rodgers, that kind of sealed the game. Mason Rudolph counted for 2 turnovers. The Steelers defense is really good, but Caleb had a couple of bad plays. The fumble in the end zone was crazy weird. But in the end, he made the plays he needed to make to win the game. And that's kind of what he started to do as a pattern. And I think he's got a great coach. And as his confidence builds, I think he's coming into his own. And 8-3 is 8-3. I don't care who you are. It's 8-3. And you got to take the Bears seriously.
Absolutely. Another team you got to take seriously is the Patriots. They get it done 26-20 over the Bengals. Jim, what do you make of this one? Patriots 10 wins on the year already, only 2 losses.
Yeah, Patriots were a huge favorite in this game. Opened at 7.5. It closed at 7, which means there was a little bit of Bengal money coming in because of that inflated number. That was a lot of points. They did not cover the number. The final score was 26-20. So if you had the Bengals betting the number, you were on the correct side. The Patriots going into this game were 8-0 straight up and 7-1 against the spread. They were 5-0 straight up and against the spread on the road. So they were a very good road team this year, and we expected them to win the game, but I left this game alone because of the huge number.
Yeah, a 6-point game is maybe a little closer than a lot of people expected. By the way, this game was without Jamar Chase, who spit into the face of a player, stupidly suspended for 1 game. He'll be coming back, and maybe Joe Burrow will be back on Turkey Day. Izzy, Patriots 10-2. Are they that good?
I mean, it's the Bengals and the Bengals defense. I really don't want to discredit the win, but I mean, they add another one to the one column. So yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They beat a lot of high-end teams. Joe Flacco didn't have the greatest game. No Jamar Chase, but yeah, the Bengals should be able to bounce back with Joe Burrow's return this week.
Mike.
This is kind of a give-up game for the Bengals. They went with Flacco instead of Burrow. Burrow could have played. Burrow wanted to play, but without Jamar Chase, I think they figured, why put him out there and get him beat up again? But I do think Burrow probably plays Thursday. I expect him to start. And I think the Bengals, look, they're 3-8 now. Is that correct? 3-8. Their season's over, but I think you can try to build some momentum for next year and work on some things. And so, they're not playing for much except pride at this point and to beat the Cleveland Browns again. So,
well, let me add one particular point. We in the AFC North, we don't have a 10-win Patriots team we have to catch. We're only 3 games back. I know there's not a lot of season left. The Cleveland Guardians came back from 15.5 games back, the largest amount ever achieved. What am I trying to say? Ever surmounted to win the division this year. Anything's possible. We're only 3 games.
You're saying there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. Exactly. So I'm just saying, if we win out, we're 9-8. And with this Browns defense, we could. So yes, the season's over, but they're only 3 games out. They are not.
Yeah, well, eliminated. I'm just saying, I think the Bengals
Burrow's coming back.
They're gonna play Burrow and they're gonna try to get some momentum going for next year. I don't really think that carries over, though. I think it's like a BS argument. Oh, well, he finished just really strong last year. I've only seen that maybe matter once or twice.
Yeah.
2012, the Seahawks finished really strong and they won the Super Bowl in 2013, but usually it doesn't matter. Each
season is a brand new beast. Right, and we've talked about that when we do the preview show.
It's like the difference between Star Trek and Game of Thrones. Okay, Game of Thrones is every episode relates to the next episode on a story arc. Star Trek is standalone. This week we got to fight the Romulans. Next week Kirk is fighting the Gorn. It's completely standalone, and that's the way the NFL generally works. So, but go Bengals. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see Joe Burrow get back and play well because he's good for the league. He's a good player.
Agreed. All right. Talk about last season and momentum. Detroit Lions, who barely got the win here. I thought the Giants had them, Jim, but they let them take it down in overtime. Jameis looked fantastic on that reverse catch, Philly, Browns, whatever you want to call that quarterback reception for a touchdown. That was cool. But what did you take away?
Yeah, despite the final score, this was one of the overtime games of the week. This game opened Lions favored by 10.5, and it closed at 12.5. So there was a lot of Lion money coming in on this game. The Lions were probably overinflated because of their record at home. I mean, they're 29-11 against the spread at home. Jared Goff plays very well indoors. He's 39-14 against the spread, but the number that really only mattered in this game because, consequently, if you had the Giants side on the number, you cashed a ticket. Jameis played pretty well. I mean, I think he even caught a touchdown pass on a reverse. But the Lions were 13-0 against the spread after a loss, but they are also 14-0 straight up after a loss. So they were expected to win the game, but needless to say, they did not cover the number.
Izzy, Jameis, man, he's a fun ticket to watch if nothing else. But the Giants didn't have enough to take down the Lions today. What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good game from Jameis. I mean, he did a lot with what he didn't have, and what did he throw for, like 300-something, 380 yards, 400 yards. It was a pretty good game. Only one interception, had the crazy receiving touchdown, broken tackle, went into the playoff. I mean, the end zone, and it was a good game from the Giants. Like he said, they didn't get the win at the end of the day, but the Lions shouldn't be in that kind of dogfight against Jameis Winston this late in the season. Jameis Winston led Giants.
It says here players in the NFL history with 300 passing yards and 25 receiving yards in a game. Only two: Tom Brady and the other GOAT, Jameis Winston. Mike, thoughts on this one?
Jameis was very entertaining. He still had one interception. He never gets out of a game without one. It seems like 366 yards, a couple touchdowns. It was fun. This should send off sirens all over Detroit because they are not playing very well. They do not look very good. They got they got handled pretty much for the most part in that game. They were lucky to win, and they have some great players, but they're not playing very well as a unit right now. And I think that the alarm bells should be going off there in Detroit. I don't know what they have to do, but it might help if their idiot head coach didn't go for it on virtually every fourth down. Sometimes just take the fucking field goal. People say, "Oh, a field goal is a failure." Really, 3 points is a failure in a close game? That's ridiculous. Ask Bill Belichick about that. When 2015, when he lost the AFC Championship and a chance to win another Super Bowl because he refused, because 4 times in the red zone he went for it on fourth down and failed all 4 times. Stupid. So don't be stupid, Detroit.
Well, I'll tell you what the Detroit did get right. The fact that Jahmyr Gibbs had 219 yards rushing on only 15 carries, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then another receiving touchdown. 11 receptions for Jahmyr Gibbs, 45 yards. It's just that guy is putting in the work. He's worth the price of admission, but that was barely enough to take down the lowly Giants. So you're absolutely right. Keep an eye on them, see what type of team they are moving forward into the postseason run here. Packers 7-3-1. They advance past the Vikings. Jim, not unexpected.
No, not unexpected. If the Vikings had another quarterback in this game, then it probably would have been a coin flip game. Packers favored slightly. This game opened at 6.5. It pretty much closed at 6.5 as a home favorite for the Packers. Packers historically 12-6-1 straight up when favored by 4 points. Like I said, historically it's been a coin flip the last 5 years. Packers are 3-2-1 straight up, and 0-6 against the spread when favored by 6.5 points. They are 2-3 straight up at home versus the Vikings. Now they're 3-3. So, it goes back and forth. But the Vikings are definitely going to do some Christmas shopping on a quarterback for next year.
Well, I'll tell you what, Justin Jefferson, 4 receptions for 48 yards. That's not cutting it. That's just atrocious. He's killing my dynasty football league with him there. I need points out of him. Izzy.
Completely not his fault. It's his quarterback's fault. There's never been a stint in his career, no matter the quarterback backup injury, where he's averaged 50 yards a game throughout like 4 to 5 weeks. I believe J.J. McCarthy is an NFL quarterback at this point. If you can't do a simple job of doing your job as a quarterback to get the ball into the best receiver we've seen within the past 5 years. So, I mean, that's my personal opinion. The Packers, it's a good win. No Josh Jacobs, and they still come out with the win. But J.J. McCarthy, I'm just tired of it. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, no, just J.J. McCarthy sucks. I thought he sucked coming out of college. I've been proven right. He's had 1 or 2 good games, but even his good games, statistically, he doesn't put up much. They should have kept Sam Darnold, whatever Sam's limitations may turn out to be. And I don't think we've decided that yet. We're going to give him one more chance. But they're a mess because I thought they had a competitive roster, a roster that could have contended this year with the right quarterback. And I thought they were freaking insane not to throw whatever amount of money they could at Aaron Rodgers, because even though Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers of even 3 years ago before the Achilles, he's way better than this. And their record would probably be flipped. They'd probably be no worse than 7-4 or 8-3 right now if they had him for a quarterback. And they're a mess. And we play them next week, this Sunday coming up. I can't wait. It's going to be a massacre. So maybe not a 30-point massacre because the way our defense played last week, but they're a mess. And like Jim said, they're shopping for a quarterback next year, and it's their own fault.
Yeah,
it's the fault of their GM. I forget who their GM is, but
I'll tell you,
I thought they made the wrong calls in the offseason at that position.
Being an Ohio State fan, I can tell you I don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan. And selecting J.J. McCarthy from that team up north, from that cheating team, he cheated his way to a fake championship.
He was cheated their way to a fake championship. Yes, give it to the University of Washington. But, look, nothing about McCarthy ever impressed me in college. I'm like, what makes anybody think this guy's an NFL quarterback, much less a first-round pick, much less a top 10 first-round pick? I mean, this is Christian Ponder 2.0, and maybe even worse.
Didn't expect a Christian Ponder drop, but I'll take it. All right, let's move on to the Colts and Chiefs game, Jim. The other one went to overtime. Chiefs pull it out, unfortunately.
Yeah, this was the other overtime game, and that's going to affect the Chiefs playing Thursday night. Teams that play in overtime games do not do well on Thursday at all. Mahomes was 22-6 straight up after a loss in this game, but I expected the Colts to win this game. They did eke out the cover. The number opened at 3.5 Chiefs. I thought this number was too big. I couldn't understand the half point in this. I could understand the 3, but the score landed right on the 3, 23-20. If you had the Colts, you had the right side in this game as far as betting the side. Chiefs were 6-3 against the spread going into this game, and they were 3-0 against the spread as a home favorite. But the outstanding stat in this game is the Chiefs were only 1-5 against the spread versus winning football teams. So I would have went with that stat because that's the most glaring one, the 1-5. So
I did pick the Chiefs in this one. I didn't feel
Colts.
good about it. It was sort of a coin flip, but I did pick the Chiefs. I just kind of figured they got to beat the refs and they have to beat their other team, of course. Izzy, this was all Chiefs in the second half. I've often told the story how I went to Kansas City to watch the Browns and Baker Mayfield in a head-to-head matchup rematch of what would have determined the AFC championship team advancing there during Baker's COVID-shortened season. That stadium gets insanely loud. The Colts put 0 points on in the entire second half, and they choked it away. You know, this was a team with pedigree, experience, coaching, going up against a young upstart team in the Colts. They got talent, but they just don't have the experience, and they were on the road. There was too much to overcome. What did you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I've stated it. The Colts lost me a bit of money, only $10, but the payout was a lot more than that. But yeah, I don't understand how they didn't score a single point in the second half. I watched the second half of the game, and me personally, I don't know what happened. They just crumbled down. I don't know if it was a coaching thing. They were giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor. I was expecting during the week that he wouldn't have gone for over at least 120, 100 yards because the Chiefs' run defense is just really good. And they just find a way to choke it. They handed the game to the Chiefs going into overtime. So they even got the ball to start overtime, and they just fumbled it for themselves. Not literally in game, but they fumbled the game for themselves. So that's just very unfortunate in my opinion.
Missed opportunity, Mike.
Yeah, I was pleased with this game at the time because it kept my ticket alive until Tampa Bay came along. But Daniel Jones couldn't make a play when he needed to and keep them ahead and get them some more points. That's what cost them the game. He's got to get better, or maybe he's just at his limitation. Here's the thing. So much of what he does is based on play action. And when Jonathan Taylor only has 60 yards, that's not good enough. It doesn't give him the play action threat. And Kansas City's got a good defense. We've seen that at times this year. They played really well. And I think they just didn't put enough points on the board when they needed to. And that's why you need that special quarterback who can create when he has to, like Patrick Mahomes, even though he had a pretty terrible game in terms of touchdowns and interceptions, but he got the yards, he made the plays, he got his team in a position to score. That was what made it.
Yeah, the ratings are different. We were talking about QBR and then the regular QB ratings. In this game, Daniel Jones, 181, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was a higher rating than Mahomes, 352 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. But yeah, I mean, they got it done when it counted, and that pedigree keeps them alive in the postseason race. They're hunting. They're 6-5. You know, there's a lot of teams that are hovering just around that 500 level. And let's jump to one of them next. The Ravens 23-10 victory over the Jets. Jim, Ravens took care of business by 13.
Yeah, 10-23. I mean, it was a blowout, but consequently, the Ravens did not cover the number. They came in at 13.5, and they lost by the hook. You know, a lot of these spreads hook very important. This, you know, if you had the Ravens and you laid the 13.5, of course you're sick. But you know, I had Baltimore on the money line, you know, on my 5-teamer. But this wasn't the game that killed my 5-teamer. It was of course your Browns. But yeah, this game just screamed Baltimore. But you know, that half point killed you if you took the number.
Yeah. Izzy, they're getting a little healthier in Baltimore. Do you think they have what it takes to make some noise in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good one for the Baltimore Ravens if they find a way to squeak it out through the playoffs. I mean, the regular season and go through the playoffs, and they can make a push depending on Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I mean, that's the only thing they have to bank on. So, me personally, 10-23 against Tyrod Taylor, they did pretty well.
Mike Bara.
Jets are just so awful. How can you have that many high picks in the last 10 years and have such a terrible roster. I don't get it. They don't do anything well. And I'm going to say it. I think the Ravens are going to make the playoffs. I think they are going to the playoffs. I think they're going to make it.
They might.
They're playing good enough now. They've won 4 or 5 in a row. It's a very difficult thing to do. Luckily, they play in maybe the worst division in football. So not much more to say about that game than that.
All right, let's talk about Jacksonville Jaguars. Doggone it, this stupid team keeps winning. The Browns own their number 1 overall draft pick in the first round next year, so we need that to be as high as possible. But in overtime, they take down the Arizona Cardinals. Jim.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of information on this game. This was a quasi corner TV game. The glaring stat on this was teams that played Santa Clara the week before, which the Cardinals did, are 1936 straight up the week after, and the game went pretty much as expected. Although it was a pretty tight game. The Jaguars opened at 2.5. They closed at 2.5. So the Cardinals were a home dog, but the Jaguars covered the spread by half a point. So take the win.
Izzy, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, that's a very Jameis type stat, but it was enough to get it done. Jaguars improved to 7-4 on the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Jaguars game to lose, and like I said last week, Mike agreed with me. Is in my opinion, the definition of mediocre is Trevor Lawrence, and he showed that 3 for 3, right down the middle, perfect split for interceptions and passing touchdowns. So 27-24 against the Cardinals. The Cardinals they put up really good fights this year, but I mean, like I said, it's getting later in the season, and you got to establish some kind of win, some kind of morale boost for your team, and you got to do more against a team like the Cardinals, in my opinion. So,
agreed. Atlanta Falcons did enough against the Saints, took them down 24-10.
Brian, I just wanted to say that Trevor Lawrence made a couple of throws, the touchdown throw to put them ahead, I think, with about 2 minutes to play. Mm-hmm. And then in the overtime, he made a great throw to set up the field goal. So, although I agree with you, Izzy, he's 50-50. The reality is he made some really great throws, a couple of really great throws, which is
moments of greatness
that he has. You just don't see it consistently, but he made the big throws when he had to, and that's what won that game, pulled it out for the Jags.
That is a fair point, Mike. Who made the throws in this one? Well, it wasn't Michael Penis Jr., who unfortunately is out. It was Kirk Cousins and Squad Jim. They took down the Aints in their paper bag masks.
Yeah, division game, definite corner game. Saints came in favored 1.5 in this game, and it closed at 1.5. So there was even money across the board betting either side of this game if you even bothered. Looking at this game, I was strangely enough, I was all over the Saints. I didn't actually pull the trigger on the game. I didn't have this game on my parlay at all. But the Falcons 8-22 straight up on the road. Kirk Cousins a miserable 4-15 straight up in a dome, which is kind of strange because he plays in a dome at home. Saints 4-1 straight up at home versus the Falcons, and they're 7-3 straight up overall versus the Falcons. But the Falcons won the game handily, 24-10. Probably the glaring thing of this game was the over/under was opened at 38.5, and it was bet all the way up to 40.5. So the public expected a lot of points in this game, but if you had the under, you had the correct side.
Izzy, they're without their quarterback in Atlanta, but they got it done. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, like I said, they have the talent to surround an awesome offense. Tyler Shuck threw for 240 yards off of 43 pass attempts, 30 completions. So, it's not much more they can do. I'm not the Bucks are 6-5, and I do believe that are they leading the division right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
Carolina Panthers lost to the 49ers last night.
Okay. So yeah, like I mean, going back to the beginning of the year, like I said, there's some teams that could sneak out wins, like the Panthers, which they've been doing, and the division's up for grabs. So they don't have Michael Penix, they don't have Drake London, but if they get a couple more wins, they can make it work. But like I said, they have the talent for it, in my opinion.
Mike, the fail cons did not fail here.
No, Kirk Cousins, he's a veteran. He's still efficient. He's not a great player. He's never going to be, but he's very efficient. And, he beat the rookie quarterback. So I think that's what it comes down to. They just got a lot better quarterback play, and that mattered.
It did. Talk about quarterback play. Man, did you see the Rams game, the late night game on Sunday? They just launched out of the gate, 31 points in the first half, and just went on cruise control, winning against the Buccaneers, the injured Baker Mayfield in this one, 34-7. Rams improved to 9-2. Bucks fall to 6-5, Jim.
Yeah, Bucks going into this game, 17-6 against the spread on the road. Pretty big number, but the Rams 15-6 against the spread, and Rams when installed as a favorite 7-2 against the spread. I didn't get a chance to really watch this game, but I saw Baker go into the 10 a couple of times, and we talked about this pre-show, and I guess he's still having trouble with that left shoulder, right, Brian?
Yeah, they're playing it close to the vest. Can he play next week? I swear I saw this play out exactly the same way in Cleveland. We'll see how bad the injury is. That one was a torn labrum that he tried to play through. He tried to do that Hail Mary at halftime, and he collapsed. He just went down. That shoulder, it's not his throwing shoulder. It is attached to the thing that's pivoting, and it doesn't matter. You could injure that, and it's going to mess up. It's a teeter-totter on that shoulder line. If one is injured, you're going to have a problem. So yeah, he's we'll see. Waiting a little bit more confirmation on the injury, exactly how long he'll be out, but it's too bad to see. Obviously, I'm one of the biggest Baker Mayfield fans on earth. Jim, did you have another thought on this one?
No, that's it. Who's Baker's backup, by the way, Brian?
That would be Teddy Bridgewater and his really thick braids. He went 8 of 15 in the game for 62 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Izzy, Baker's injured, unfortunately, but the Rams, man, in your backyard, they look legit.
Yeah, I chose the Rams to win this week, and they did so in a good fashion. I mean, I don't think Baker Mayfield was making that much. When did he get injured? When did they take him out?
It was close before the end of the first half. And
yeah, so
regardless, the 10 came back and they asked him to chuck it 70 yards, and he threw it, and he went and he just went down, and that arm's just dangling. It's painful. I know that much.
Yeah, so regardless if he played the second half or not, I highly doubt the outcome would have been any different. So, in my opinion, I got the Rams as a top 2 contender for the Super Bowl at the moment, in my opinion, to win it all.
Yeah, they've sort of risen to the top in the NFC, Mike. What did you learn about the Rams?
Well, I learned that they ruined my tickets.
Yeah,
because I thought Tampa could stay competitive, but you really look at the injuries on Tampa's side. They were the walking wounded. They only played 15 guys on defense. 15 guys played and made tackles, and so they were beat up. They couldn't even slow him down. We saw the week before, if you pressure Stafford and contain him, he's not that great. But if you don't pressure him and you just let Sean McVay run all of his exotic stuff and don't really put any pressure on him, he's going to carve you up like a Thanksgiving turkey, and that's what they did. So good for them.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled on the quarterback position over there. I referenced this one a second ago. 49ers took care of business 20-9 over the 6-6 Panthers. Jim?
Yeah, Panthers, Monday night game last night. Panthers going into this game 5-17-1 straight up on the road. Panthers 8-11 against the spread on the road. Purdy real good at home, 14-7 against the spread at home. Favorites of 4 or more were 57-20 and 1 straight up. This game opened at 6.5 49ers. It closed at 7, so Santa Clara was being bet up slightly. Over under in this game opened at 48.5 and closed at 49. So the number never really touched the over at all. I mean, the total on this game was 29 points. So if you had the under, you were probably happy at halftime.
Exactly. Izzy, were you happy at halftime? Santa Clara 49ers?
I was not happy at all because I do believe that Mac Jones, as much as I hate the 49ers, Mac Jones, I like him a lot, and I do believe he should still be the starter. Well, I mean, like, it's late in the year to start some controversy like that, but 3 interceptions in the first half from Brock Purdy. Even when Mac Jones is playing this year, like I said, coming out of the draft, he played for Alabama. He has certain intangible things that Brock Purdy doesn't have. Bigger frame. He could throw the ball quicker. He could process things faster. He's been in a higher role throughout his whole career, playing under Bill Belichick. So he understands things. That's why he was a first-round pick compared to Brock Purdy being the final pick in the draft. And that shows it's a system quarterback thing. See if you can sit in the pocket, deliver it to the playmakers, make the game easier for you. And Brock Purdy has one of the easiest jobs in the NFL with the talent surrounded around him. And he made it look rough on himself, making some bad decisions in some clean pockets. So I don't know if they're going to think about that. Like I said, it's late in the year to start some controversy. But in my opinion, he had a bad game. And his talent around him, Christian McCaffrey, just carried him on his back. Any other team besides the Panthers are taking advantage of 3 turnovers from the quarterback.
What do you think, Mike? Did the 49ers get lucky in this one?
No, they're better. The Panthers just don't have very many good football players, especially offensively. They don't run the ball that well. They don't throw the ball that well. Bryce Young, the end zone interception was like something out of the Sam Darnold school of bad quarterbacking. I mean, it was terrible. That was a terrible decision, terrible throw. That's one of the disadvantages of a shorter quarterback. He doesn't see guys.
Yeah.
There's only been one short quarterback, and I promise I'm not going to mention his name, who's ever really been a great player in this league.
That'd be Brian Sipe.
I don't think it's not Brian Sipe. And I don't know. I just, after last night, I don't think Bryce Young's going to make it. I don't think
Francis Tarkington.
That's not him either. He was over 6 feet. So, I don't know what to say about it, except that if they had a better quarterback, the Panthers had a shot in this game because they have a decent defense. They had picks. I agree with Izzy. I think Mac Jones gives the 49ers a better chance to win. If the 49ers have been playing a good team yesterday, they would have lost. And they were lucky that they were playing a team that isn't very good and that has a quarterback problem. And 3 I mean, is Purdy rusty or is he still bothered by his injuries mechanically? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Well, Mike, he looked pretty rusty to me.
Seems like he's making mistakes up in his brain, not seeing guys, so that could be rustiness. But you got to think about what you're going to do this year, and Brock can always come back next year. So I agree with Iz. I'd go with Mac Jones if I was them, but I'm hoping that they don't, and I'd be happy if they don't.
Wow. Of course, the division rival. Happy if they don't make the switch. All right, let's talk about your favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks. This was a lot closer than some expected. 30-24, edging out the Tennessee Titans. Jim.
Yeah, this game opened at 13.5, and it closed at 13.5. I had Seahawks on the money line. They won the game on my parlay, but it wasn't to be with the the Browns playing last week. 30-24 was the final in this game. The over/under was 40.5, so that it went well over the total. This game was expected to be a blowout, just based on how the Titans have been playing at home. I mean, they're a miserable 2-11 against the spread at home. There's no way on God's green earth that I would lay the 13.5. With the Seahawks on the road. I don't care who they're playing. I mean, that's just a huge number. But they were good on the money line. Seahawks going into the game 10-1 straight up and 9-2 against the spread on the road. So the only way they fell in this game was, like I said, the point spread.
Izzy, the Seahawks get it done here. Titans put up a fight though.
Yeah, if I'm right, going into halftime, it was 16-3, and I thought the game was sealed at that point, and the Titans had no room for a comeback. Third quarter and fourth quarter showed completely different. I mean, the Seahawks, they stayed on the pedal. They scored. They matched them in the third, but Cam Ward was making some plays, some really good plays, some cross-the-body throws, and I mean, personally, I didn't watch the game, but I kept up with it on my phone, and I was like, wow, like, you guys were just up by like 13 points, and now the game's ending 30-24. So I don't know. I don't know if this is common with the Seahawks. I don't watch a lot of their games, but I mean, second half theatrics from the Titans to try to come back. I mean, like, it's got to be a question asked. Probably nothing too serious if this isn't common, but yeah, they got to touch up on that part.
Mike, it got tight there toward the end. It was one.
It was early tight. I was never worried about them actually losing the game, but they were in control of the game. The Titans couldn't stop Jackson Smith and the Jigba. They couldn't do anything.
Nobody can. That guy's incredible.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold had a very effective game with no major mistakes. There's another play they should have got a touchdown to AJ Barner, and Barner lets it go right through his hands and hit him in the shoulder pad. Almost got picked. Few lucky things. Here's the thing. I bet this game separately. I gave the 13.5. I should have won my bet. They should have won by 20 or more than that. It should have been about 30-10. And it wasn't because they made a lot of mistakes defensively. Now, the Seahawks are down 4 or 5 starters on defense, both starting linebackers, and Julian Love, their best safety, and Jaron Reed, their second best defensive tackle. Those are all issues, and there were a couple other guys out. But, look, you have a 23-3 lead, and you punt the ball and you let them return it 80 yards for a fucking touchdown. I mean, that's amateur hour. And
yeah, but to be fair, that dude is electric. He's a great returner.
Yeah, he had touched the ball 7 or 8 times before that and done very little with it. So the thing is that, look, the only thing I can say that makes any sense to me or could be an excuse is that 10 a.m. games, West Coast teams can be very sluggish, especially in the first half. Usually they wake up in the second half because their body clocks are just not tuned to playing in the morning. I don't know what the Seahawks have been very good at that, though. Since the Pete Carroll era, they've played just fine at 10 a.m. I don't know if they've continued the practices under Mike McDonald or not. I don't know if they didn't arrive till Saturday. Pete used to fly them out on Friday, get everybody used to the East Coast time, play the game on Sunday and get out of there. I don't know if the Seahawks do that. That's when you see your team making mistakes like that. There's usually, if it's a West Coast team, I usually can attribute it to something like that. But I didn't really see a lot of evidence of that. What I saw was a pretty passive defensive scheme, and the only time they were very successful was when they pressured Ward, because Ward didn't handle the pressure very well. I think they were just afraid he was going to scramble on him. And so I saw a lot of guys standing there doing this and, not going after players. So they let them back into the game, and they shouldn't have done that. And it is something to be concerned about, because they should have played schematically. They should have been better on defense, and they shouldn't. There's no way they should have let Tennessee get 24 points on it. And it ruined my bet. So
nah. Well, you mentioned going across there, playing early morning West Coast team, and it impacting how they practice. Since we always play the playoff theme,
it can be a factor. I'm not saying it was, but it could be.
practice. If a coach say I miss practice and y'all hear it, then that's that. I mean, I might have missed one practice this year, but if somebody say
Are we
he
talking
doesn't
about a
come to
game?
practice, it can be one practice.
A practice?
Out of all the practices this year,
a game?
That's enough. If I can't practice, I can't practice, man. If I'm hurt, I'm hurt. I mean, simple as that. It ain't about that.
Ain't about that.
I mean, it's not about that at all. You know
get
what I'm
to
saying?
it.
I mean,
Hang on, where's it at?
but it's easy to talk about. It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for.
The compilation that I'm setting up is the playoffs practice. Those have been combined together for the ultra meme. That's foreshadowing what we'll talk about in a moment. But let's talk about the game, Izzy. Well, we'll get to Izzy in a second here, but this was Izzy's team. They got the win. I can't believe this happened. The Cowboys in the game, not practice, they came back. The Eagles, Jim, what did you make of this one? Cowboys by 3.
I had this game. I had the Cowboys beating the Eagles in this game. This game opened Eagles favored by 3.5, and it closed at 3.5. 21-24 Cowboys. It wasn't looking good for the Cowboys up until probably the fourth quarter, and they just they came back and won the game. The glaring stat on this, when Lane Johnson is out, I mean, Jalen Hurts is not Jalen Hurts without Lane Johnson on that offensive line. And Lane Johnson was probably valued at 3 points in this game, just him being out. I mean, I mean, Hurts is now 5-10 straight up without having Lane Johnson in front of him. And
I mean, he played okay, 27 of 39, 1 touchdown, no interception, 2 rushing touchdowns. He wasn't awful, but not a lot through the air.
But Prescott 19-0 straight up versus his own division at home.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's a huge number. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And because of the Lane Johnson stat and because of that stat that, Prescott is just so good at home, it just screamed Cowboys. So, I had the Cowboys and I went ahead and took the 3.5 on my parlay, but it wasn't to be. Thanks for your quarterback, Brian.
You're welcome for that. Yeah. Maybe he has a future in this league. We'll see. Izzy joined our live stream of that quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, the end of that game, and we rolled over to watch this one. Izzy, wow. Izzy was doing play-by-play on this one as it was unfolding, and it was crazy. I loved the effort from, I forget the guy's name on the Eagles. He got knocked on his ass 2 or 3 times, and he worked his way around all the way to knock the ball out, causing the fumble, the recovery, which led to the touchdown. Like, effort from the Cowboys. It's something that maybe hasn't been on this team throughout the season like it was on display Sunday, is he?
Yeah, it was one of our rookies. I still haven't looked his name up, but he did a tremendous job causing that fumble. He didn't give up on the play, hit the guy, kept running, hit him, the long snapper recovered the fumble. So it was a really good thing. Unfortunately, we didn't come up with any points that drive.
Oh, but, sorry, I mistook that. I said they scored after that, but my bad.
Yeah, and I mean, we just weren't locked in for the first quarter and a half that we were playing. I mean, Jalen Hurts was playing his game, getting the ball to AJ Brown, getting the ball to his playmakers, and it just didn't seem like it was going to go our way. I mean, 21-0 leading into the end of the second half, and we scored a touchdown. And credit to our defense. I mean, we caused 2 fumbles, and I mean, with the additional Quinn Williams, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but Namarion Overshown, the guy I was telling you guys about, he's a difference maker. He's all around the field. He played in the slot guarding Devonta Smith a few times, keeping Jalen Hurts from gaining a lot more yards. Saquon Barkley getting check down passes. He's there. I mean, he's a ball hawk. He gets to where the ball is as fast and as soon as possible and makes tackles. And our D-line, the addition of Quentin Williams, last week we held Ashton Genty to 7 yards, and this week we led Saquon Barkley to 10 carries and 22 yards. That should show that our D-line is a lot better with Quentin Williams. He's playing phenomenal football on a 500 football team. I mean, he's used to losing, and Dak Prescott, he's just making it work. I mean, George Pickens, in my opinion, in this season is way better than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb could have sold us the game again. He dropped an easy catch for an NFL wide receiver. Ball went through his chest like you're a kid, and they tell you don't catch with your chest, catch with your hands, and he did it with his arms and hands, and it just went straight through. So George Pickens was targeted 9 times, 9 catches, 146 yards. CD 11 targets and 4 catches. I mean, that shows. So either way, I mean, the Cowboys, they had a phenomenal team win to come back. Dak Prescott played. Dak Prescott's a brand of football, and I mean, George Pickens led offense at this point, and our defense is looking absolutely turned around, especially against defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, it is. The Eagles are always inflated, when they go in and play Dallas. I mean, Dallas, people don't realize, just because the Eagles won a Super Bowl, Dallas is 7-1 straight up and against the spread at home versus the Eagles. I mean, they gear up for the Eagles, and they play them, and they beat them in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, respectively, week 1, we should have beat him, but CeeDee Lamb, he had some drop passes just like he did this game. I think he has like 9 drop passes throughout the 2 games, and it's just out of this world. Some of the passes just wide open. It was like 4 at least wide open passes that he just threw the hands and through the chest, and he has to work on it. So, like I said, it was a great win by the team.
Mike, this was one of the better games of the week.
Yeah, all credit to Dak. Dak willed them over the finish line in that game. I used to think Dak was not good enough to win a Super Bowl with, but I now will revise that. He is good. He is a good player.
He is good.
And he has a will to win that I didn't really know that he possessed before. And I think if you put a good enough team around him, he could win. CeeDee Lamb, like Amari Cooper before him when he played in Dallas, is the most overrated receiver in football. He played like a coward. He alligator armed a couple of passes because he was afraid he was going to get hit. And this is the modern NFL. You don't even get hit anymore across the middle, CeeDee. So I agree with you. George Pickens is great. Although I saw some stuff about, George Pickens is the best receiver in football. I'm like, well, no. But he's good, and he should be the number 1. He should be the number 1 receiver in Dallas. They should pay him. They didn't pay him. Did they pay him? Is he?
No, we haven't paid him yet. They said they're going to start contract talks during the offseason once the season's over.
I would pay him, and I still don't understand why the Steelers let him go when they had him for 1 more year. I'd put him and DK together and let Aaron Rodgers do his thing. But, the Cowboys have him now. And this was just a game that the Cowboys refused to give up on. They were down, 21-3, 21-7?
21-7 going into halftime.
21-7, and everybody thought the game was over. I mean, I think we were texting back and forth, and I was saying, well, so much for the Cowboys comeback. But their defense is much improved with some guys coming back from injury and the new players they brought in.
So Overshown, he's a factor. He's all around the field. Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta think positive about the Cowboys now. They have a shot at a wild card, and that was a big win for them. And I was waiting for the Eagles to fall on their faces a little bit. They played it smart. They shut down the running game, and they made Jalen Hurts beat him through the air. And although he passed pretty well, 289 yards was a good game, only 1 touchdown. So they just said, look, Jalen Hurts is going to have to beat us through the air. And he couldn't. So here we are. It was a good game for the Cowboys.
I think they said that if the Cowboys lost, they were only going to have a 3% chance at the playoffs.
Yeah. Playoffs.
And this is a division 1 as well. So, I mean, that just helps out a lot more.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. All right. We have 1 game left here. This is the Cleveland Browns improving to 3-8 on the year, beating the
Now let's skip this game. Nobody cares about the Browns.
Ah.
Corner TV game.
All right. Hush in the peanut gallery. Hush, use, quiet, use. Look, I want to talk about this game because Shedeur. Oh, by the way, Marion said that's the Dak Prescott I like, not the other Dak who shows up sometimes.
Yeah.
And that is the thing with Dak. He can be phenomenal and he can
Bizarro
be
Dak. If you're a Superman fan, the Bizarro
Dak. I like that. Well, look, we got to see our first chance of Shedeur Sanders as a starting quarterback. He finally got first team reps with the practice. First time all year. And yes, what did I just say? He just got reps in practice.
Yeah.
Practice?
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game.
We gave him the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
The game.
Not a game.
We threw that game.
We talking about practice.
Don't talk about playoffs.
Practice?
Playoffs?
I like this
Talking
match.
about practice, man.
Playoffs?
We talking about practice.
Playoffs?
We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game.
I just hope we can win a game.
We talking about practice.
Oh, I've been waiting to do that. Thank you for indulging me in that one. But anyway,
Brian, when Alan did that interview, he admitted he was like a 0.18 blood alcohol when he did that.
oh, did he say that?
drunk. He was drunk when he did that.
Yeah, he was in
That's
bed.
hilarious. That's
Wouldn't
hilarious.
be super surprised by it. But look, Shedeur finally got first team reps in practice. Talking about a game, not a game, talking about practice, man. So Shedeur came out and he did what needed to be done. I don't get the hate for the kid. He's asked a leading question by the sideline reporter. What do you want to say to the people out there that are watching you play for the first time? Get in the first round. What do you have to say? That I'm the one you've been waiting for. Let's go. He's always smiling. He's having a good time. The rest of the team seems to be having a good time. Myles Garrett, perhaps the best pass rusher in NFL history. On that long throw for damn near the touchdown to Isaiah Bond, it stalled out at the 1 yard line, I think. I give Shedeur credit for that as a touchdown, by the way. It's not an official stat, but
Lawrence.
I mean, he had a 50-something yard
Lawrence
bomb for nearly a touchdown. I liked what I saw. A lot of 3 and outs, but Shedeur, he threw it away when he needed to. He didn't spin around and play whirling dervish backwards 17 yards and take the long sack. That's kind of what he's been doing. He looks comfortable kind of moving laterally in the pocket. I like seeing it. This was the most exciting Browns offense I've watched all year. Granted, it was against the Raiders. I understand I'm tempering that a little bit, but gentlemen, if you're not watching the Cleveland Browns defense, you're watching something generational and something unique. They are rabid. I know this was just the Raiders, but Myles has, I forget the number, it's 13 sacks in 4 games, 2 games. I got to double check the numbers. It's off the charts.
Well, he had 3 sacks.
Is playing like they're possessed, Mike.
He had 3 sacks and 4 tackles for loss in that game. In one game. That's 7 plays behind the line of scrimmage. That's unbelievable. You must be going against a scrub tackle if you're that.
But he's done it 3-4 games in a row. He's set to obliterate the single season record. He set his own single season record with 6 games left in the. It's unlike what I've seen. Please just watch type in or do the all. What is it? The all what? All 34, 24. What's the number?
All 22.
All 22. Yeah, I don't watch it, but watch the Browns defense. It is a sight to behold. But then it got really weird at the end. This is the betting angle. They didn't kick the field goal from the 28-yard line with very little time left in the game. And I guess that would have put them over the over.
Very
instead, they punted.
Sus. Very sus. And there's a lot of blowback. We're going to talk about it on Toxically Masculine Tuesday tonight. A lot of people think they did that because of the betting line. And Trump also made some interesting comments about the Giants game and them not kicking a field goal this week. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe we're going to get some truth about fixed games in the NFL coming up. I don't know. But
well, let me just say this, since I can't be there with you on TMT this tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. Let me just say from the Browns fan perspective, take this one sentence back to them. Well, maybe a sentence or two. The Cleveland Browns invent new ways to lose and snatch defeat from the jaws of victory every year. I could envision a world where they attempt a field goal, it gets blocked in return for a touchdown, onside kick, recovery, Hail Mary. Now you're in overtime and you find a way to lose in overtime. If you punt it, you don't risk that potential block return for a touchdown and then give them the chance for an onside. I sort of understand it, but what is the net gain to a punt? If you're not going to kick it for that reason, just go for it. Do the wild dog
past the 40-yard line.
It was at the 28-yard line. 28-yard line. Like
I've 28. Why not just run the ball and go for it and use some clock? I don't know.
And by the way, if you're not aware, the Browns are running a version of the Wildcat offense where they direct snap to Quinshon Judkins. He did that for 2 touchdowns. Direct snap, wild dog, Wildcat offense, 2 touchdowns. Why not do that in that situation? Fine. Super weird. But anyway, that's my take on TMT if you want to bring that back to him. It's just we've been burned on every blocked kick, special teams fiasco, onside recovery, Hail Mary flag on the play. Like, I guess they didn't want to risk that because we had the game won. Why risk it? But it's super weird. I agree. Jim, what did you make of that? And anything else in this game?
Yeah, that's very, it's like Mike said, that's respect. I mean, a lot of coaches, are at the end of the game, they don't want to embarrass, especially if it's an interdivision game. This is not an interdivision game. The Browns could give a rat's ass about the Raiders. If they've got a chance to put extra points on the board, you go ahead and put extra points on the board. What you guys are saying is absolutely correct. I mean, the over-under opened at 37.5. It was bet down to 36.5.
Yeah.
The game hits on 34. So, do the Chinese arithmetic, If they kick the field goal, the game goes over. It goes over 36.5.
Yeah.
There's guys screaming, tearing up tickets like Mike was doing, on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But
until Tampa played. No,
it's just ridiculous. This game opened at 3. It was bet up to 3.5 Raiders, and it was bet further up to 4. And the reason it was bet up to 4 was because going into this game, quarterbacks making their first career start with the Cleveland Browns, and this is exclusively with the Cleveland Browns since 1999, since they reformed the football team. 0-17 straight up in the game. 4-13 against the spread. Even as bad as the Raiders were and are, this game screamed to go ahead and bet the Raiders. And on top of that, the Browns were 0-10 against the spread their last 10 road games. 0-10. And you're playing a rookie quarterback who's having his first start. It screamed Raiders, and there was just a lot of people tearing up tickets.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say. And I was coming home visiting my ex-partner, and I could see Allegiant Stadium, and a couple of miles down the road, and just it killed it. It cost me money. This game cost me money, so I'll admit it. I mean,
I've never seen a punt from the other 28 in my lifetime. I've never seen.
I had a 5-team parlay and
weird one.
Yeah, that's the only game that killed my ticket.
Izzy, what did you make of this? I mean, Shedeur has been the talk of the league for, since the draft, really trying to figure out, is he the best quarterback in the draft? Well, no, that's Cam Ward. Okay, well, he'll be number 2 off the board. He slipped to the 5th round. It's the Shedeur love is a little weird. The Shedeur hate's a little weird. Maybe it's people just looking to grab an angle on the story. He's cocky. He's confident. I don't know, man. He's a quarterback. I'm rooting for him. He's smiling, and he made a couple of really nice plays, and he looks way more like a starting NFL quarterback with potential, the potentiality of being a long-term starting quarterback than Dylan Gabriel did. And it's a dude that needs a bunch of reps. Give him some reps. What did you make of this?
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you. Dylan Gabriel, he's gotten all the reps, all the first team reps.
Yeah.
He's been handed it, playbook, literally handed the playbook to him. And I said it in your stream, in the fourth quarter when I tuned in, just Shadur Sanders has the things that Dylan Gabriel doesn't have. He has a bigger frame. He has a bigger motor, can make plays, roll out, make guys miss, has a way bigger arm. That pass to Isaiah Bond, that doesn't get completed by Dylan Gabriel. They probably don't even draw that play up. They probably do, and he just looks the other way. He's just an outlier. And Shadur Sanders makes that pass. So in my opinion, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say the sky's the limit. We have to see more, but 100% if he gets more reps in practice and more in-game NFL experience, then yeah, 100. They'll make him he'll become a better quarterback. He just has to learn. Do I stay in the pocket longer, or is this guy going to do this? What's my receivers going to do? It's just getting on the first page with the whole NFL scene, and they could do a lot better. And luckily, they're starting him again. There was some question if they were going to start Dylan or Shadur, and I'm glad they went that way. So yeah, just give him the reps and see how he works. I mean, this is the Browns' future, and if they mess it up, I mean, spending a first round on quarterback next year, maybe they could get another guy that could be better. So
offensive line and wide receiver.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we can see something happen here with Shadur.
I think the Browns have 0 offensive linemen under contract for next year.
Listen, we talking about
that's my opinion.
Yeah, so it'd be great to see Shadur get some more reps in practice, Mike Bara.
Yeah, Shadur did good enough and played well and made some plays and showed his upside potential and showed why I wanted the Seahawks to draft him. As he kept sliding, I'm like, this is the guy they should take. I know he's got all the noise around him and Dion and all that shit. But
good
the
work.
reality is he's got some talent and he has a penchant for making big plays and big moments. And I think that's really important. So I think that's the guy they ought to hitch their cart to. But other people were saying, Stefanski really doesn't want him and really doesn't want him to succeed and really has made it hard on him. Other people have said, no, this is exactly the way they should have done it. Redshirt him for a year and tell him you're going to redshirt because you're not ready yet. But he's looking like he might be ready, and there's going to be some ups and some downs. So let's just play him. He's got way more upside than Dylan Gabriel. So you may as well let him play.
Yeah, one more thing to add on is I don't want to say if you guys keep up with basketball, but Shadur Sanders isn't any Luka Doncic, but the question for Luka Doncic was that he's too fat. He can't. He's too slow. He doesn't play any defense. And like you said, Shadur, a lot of people are like, oh, he's probably too cocky. He's too self-centered. He's all this personality-wise. In my opinion, if you do go out and give me 210 yards a game, 2 touchdowns, and lead your team to win, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, it doesn't matter what you're saying that much off the field to the press. If you're, oh, yeah, I knew I was going to go out there and win. I mean, it's whatever. If you're an NFL team and you want to win games and you have a quarterback that can win you games, then I just say go with the quarterback that can win you games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And, one thing, too, Chip Kelly lost his job. He got fired. And another offensive assistant. And, this is typical Pete Carroll. Pete's always got a teacher's pet, and he's always got a scapegoat. And Chip Kelly was the scapegoat. The guy that should be fired is Pete Carroll because Pete is done. He's toast. He's cooked. He's not an NFL head coach anymore. And he's the one who put the staff together. So how is it not the head coach's responsibility? And I think right now he's just living on borrowed time because, Al Davis Jr. doesn't want to look or whatever. Is it Al Davis? Jr.? What's this? Is it Mark Davis?
No, there.
Mark Davis.
Great
Just doesn't want
haircut,
to look like an idiot who's fired his head coach for the 4th time in 5 years. It's going to be, but the end is near, and Geno Smith, the end is near. That's one of the worst performances you're ever going to see. And yeah, the Browns have a great defense, and Geno made it worse. So and he flips off the fans. It's like, got to have a little self-control, Geno. And that's one of the reasons why I never liked the guy. I didn't want him to be the quarterback for the Seahawks.
The end is
I'm
near.
glad he's in Vegas now. I'm glad he's Vegas' problem. But I feel
sheriff
bad.
is near.
Yeah, I was really hoping, because the Seahawks and the Raiders are supposed to play next year. I was really hoping they were going to play in the regular season here in Vegas, and I could go and watch my Seahawks beat up on Pete Carroll and Gino, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get that chance because neither one of them is going to be here.
Yeah, they may not make it. Speaking of may not make it, today is going to be an abbreviated show because we are under a crunch. It's Turkey Week, so instead of doing a Tuesday, Thursday, we're trying to cram it all in here. So here's what I'm thinking. Gentlemen, I want to make our picks real fast. And then with the time left over, let's get to all of the betting trends. Sound good with everyone? Really fast, make our picks?
Sure. I'd like to get the betting trends before I make my picks, but I'll just go ahead and make them anyway. So,
but we could. No.
You can always, change them. You can change them later, Mike.
No. I get where he's like, no, I want to. That's why you're doing so good. You keep looking at the.
Well, I pay attention to what Jim tells me. Yeah, I pay attention.
Well, that's fair. It wouldn't.
I was 9-5 last week, which is pretty weak. Let me share.
Yeah, I was 9-5 as well. No, I like this. The one thing, Jim, you want to go caveman style and show us what we got? What were you last week? 9-5, Mike?
I was 9-5 last week. I am now 115 and 63 for the season. I'm going to whip through these. All right, Thursday games, Thanksgiving games, Packers, Lions. I don't like the Packers, but I really don't like the way the Lions are playing. It's a Thursday game. Yeah, I know I must be logged in. I am logged in.
Give it the old refresh.
Want me to go, Brian?
I got it. Packers over the Lions. Chiefs, Cowboys. Tough game. I like the way the Cowboys are playing. They're playing at home. I like them to win that game, squeak it out. Cincinnati at Baltimore, not going against Baltimore. They're going to go to 7-5. Chicago, Philadelphia. I really do like Chicago, but they're on the road. They're playing Philly. Good teams, as Jim always says, bounce back. And I think that they're gonna handle Chicago. Although I think it's going to be a good game. Arizona at Tampa Bay. God, Tampa just because they're at home. Jets, Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons because the Jets are terrible. Houston and Indianapolis. This is a good game. This is an important game. I got to go with the defense. I got to think that they're going to fully upset here. Jacksonville, Tennessee. The Jags are going to beat them. Raiders at Carolina. I hate to say it, Rams at Carolina. Rams quite easily because Bryce Young. New Orleans at Miami. Crummy game of the week. Who cares? Miami's a little better. I'll take them. Cleveland at San Francisco. I'm going to pick your Browns. I'm going to say you can beat this team with your defense. You can hold into a very low scoring game like 16-14 or something like that. Minnesota at Seattle. That should be an easy game for the Seahawks. It's, the Vikings are not good. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh to bounce back from an unfortunate defeat. Last week, Aaron Rodgers will come back. Vegas at LA. I got to go with the Chargers. Denver at Washington. I don't know how they're 10-2, but I got to go with Denver. They're the better team. New York at New England. Easy. That's New England. You got a lot of teams with, I think, inflated records, but they keep winning. They keep getting it done. So give them credit.
Yeah, there's a lot of 500-ish teams that are just kind of sitting around.
There's a lot of 500 teams that are 8-3, 9-2, and 10-2. I mean, they're maybe not 500 teams, but they're 65% teams.
Right.
So they're in the 80s. So yeah, it's interesting.
All right, Izzy, do you want to do your caveman style? Let's get Izzy's picks for this coming week. So how many games are on Thursday? We got, what is it, 3 on Thursday?
Yeah, 3.
Looking forward to it. Izzy went blank. I don't know what's going on there.
Jim can go caveman style.
Yeah, one second. I'm just turning my screen around.
Okay, we'll get that. And then it'll need to be reversed as well.
Yeah, I know.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, there we are.
All right.
Ez'Ryel Robinson, who is sitting on the leaderboard 95 and 83 on the year.
Yeah, so this I went, I think, 8-7 last week, something like that. So I'm gonna take the Lions over the Packers, Cowboys, Chiefs. I'm gonna take my Cowboys, Bengals, and Baltimore. I'm gonna take Bengals. I'm gonna take Bengals on that one. Bears, Eagles. I'm gonna take the Eagles just because the Bears are in the wild card spot. Cardinals, Bucks. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. Falcons, Jets, Falcons, Houston, Indianapolis. I'm gonna take the Colts. I do believe that the Texans defense and their D line is actually really, really good. It's just they're gonna they're gonna try to run the ball, and if the run game doesn't work, then it's the Texans football game. Jags, Titans. I'm gonna take the Titans. I'm gonna take them to win. Dolphins, Saints. I'm gonna take the Fins. Rams, Panthers, Rams. Browns, 49ers. Yeah, I'll take the Browns. Let's see what Shadur can do. Seattle, Vikings, Seattle, Chargers, Raiders. Hopefully the Chargers can win. Steelers, Buffalo. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back or not?
I don't know.
You guys know?
I believe he's expected to play. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna take the Steelers just because the DBs aren't that good for the Steelers, but Josh Allen's really not throwing anybody special. Broncos, Redskins. I'm gonna take the Broncos, and Giants, Patriots. I gotta take the Patriots.
Yes, Rodgers expected to play against the Bills. Right. Thank you for the picks. Jim, who you got on Caveman Cam?
Caveman good.
Caveman Bueno.
Caveman bueno.
So easy, even a Jim can do it.
Thursday game, I'll go ahead and take the Lions. They're pretty dominant at home against Green Bay. I got Dallas beating the Chiefs. I think Dallas is on a roll. The Chiefs are not that good of a football team, and Dallas is very strong at home. I'll go ahead and take the Ravens. I'm not crazy about the spread on this. If I was to give the point, or go ahead and take the points, I would take the Bengals in this. I can't see them playing Burrow. If they do, I think they're crazy. I'll go ahead and take the Eagles to bounce back. Same argument Mike had against the Bears. I'll go ahead and take the Buccaneers. The Cardinals are just ass this year. The Jets, miserable weather in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Falcons do not play well in lousy weather. I'll go ahead and take the Jets to just win this game outright.
Wow.
I will take Baltimore to beat Houston, and I will take this is probably my upset pick of the week. I'll go ahead and take Tennessee to beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars are game time temperature is supposed to be in the 40s in Nashville. The Jaguars do not play well in cold weather. I think they're 0-18 straight up, and we'll get to that later in weather in the 40s. I'll take the Rams for the same argument that Mike has, over the Panthers. Bryce Young is not going to be able to see over his offensive line in this game. I'll go ahead and take Miami against the Saints. The Saints are just a bad football team. I'm going to go with Cleveland over Santa Clara this week. Miserable game. I think 38 degrees, rain and sleet in Cleveland at the time. Brock Purdy has small hands. He's going to be dropping the football. I will take the Seahawks to annihilate the Vikings. I'll take Buffalo to bounce back. Buffalo is a below average football team this year, but I think they squeak it out against the Steelers. I'll take San Diego to beat Oakland. They will manhandle the Oakland Raiders. I'll take the Donkeys over the Redskins, and I will take the Patriots. New York had a real good game last week. I think that there's probably going to be some over betting on the Giants this week, so I will go ahead and take New England to beat the Giants. And I don't know if Ramondre's coming back this week. He
was back in the last game. He didn't get as many carries.
Oh, he did play?
Travion. Yes, he did play. It was a limited. It was not 50-50. It was 66% Travion.
I didn't talk to his moms last week, so I wasn't sure.
All right. Well, there's time this week to get the inside scoop. All right, let's go and throw mine up on the screen, the NFL game picker. I'm a couple of games back on the leaderboard. I am sitting at 112-66. Mike is at 115-63. Jim, you said you're tied with Mike, or you're one behind two?
Yeah, Mike and I are tied, 115-63. Imagine that.
All right. Well, congrats on that. Plenty of
two-time champ is in trouble.
Yes, plenty of season left. If I have something to say about it, I went 9-5 on the week. Not my strongest performance, but it was okay, I suppose. Anyway, let's go to week 13, and I will make my picks. I'm picking the Lions at home, Turkey Day. Come on, nobody beats the Lions at home on Turkey Day, or at least they shouldn't. Same with Dallas. Dallas is the better team. Kansas City, I mean, the NFL really wants their golden child in there, but Cowboys beat America's team. I just think the Cowboys are getting better at the right time. I don't think Kansas City has enough firepower. I think because Joe Burrow comes back and because Baltimore has not been what they've traditionally been over the past couple decades, I'm picking Cincinnati on the road in an upset. Joe Burrow's going to come back with some willpower and some focus. Go Joe. Philadelphia is going to edge out the Bears. Tampa's going to get the win. This one's going to be tough. Will Baker play? Will he not play? And if he does, will he be effective? Time will tell. I'm not entirely certain if they've made a determination on that. I don't think they have. Atlanta's better than the Jets, so I'll pick them. I'm going to say Houston. That defense, I watched what the Browns can do on defense. It wrecks teams that we play. I know our record hasn't shown much, but our offense has been miserable under Dylan Gabriel, different under Shador. I mean, we'd be in the hunt right now if we had competent, adequate, middle-of-the-road offense. And I think Houston is capable of that, whether they have C.J. Mills again or whether they go to C.J. Stroud and Davis Mills. I'm confusing.
Davis Mills and C.J. Stroud, yeah.
There we go. You know who I'm talking about. Regardless, I'm picking Houston. Jacksonville, better than Tennessee. Even in the weather, I think they'll get it done. The Rams are going to beat the Panthers. Dolphins over the Saints. Cleveland is going to get the win here. I really think we could win out and go 9-8. I'm that crazy. And that defense is that doggone good. So I'm picking the Browns at home in shitty weather. Seattle should steamroll the Vikings, who are not, they're a shell of their former selves. Buffalo is a better team than Pittsburgh, and they're going to prove it. Chargers, that'll be a cakewalk. Denver, 9-2, something to play for. They're going to get the win. And this one's going to be a tough one, but I think New England will edge them out, fellas. So those are my picks for this week. All right, so we have a limited amount of time. I'm going to give it to Jim. Give us as much as you can on the trends for this upcoming week.
Okay, we'll go through this real quick. Mike, I emailed that to you. Can you bring it up?
I'll share. I got them. I'll share. There we go.
Yes, and by the way, at the bottom of the screen, we're showing the social media accounts to follow. Mike Bara, seahawkboymikeb, and Mike Bara 333 on X. Make sure you hit up TNAM Football for Strictly Football, as well as the Unhappy Hour _ for the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, and at American _media_ for the New American Media. As Izzy also has one, RYELEZ. He doesn't use it a lot. He doesn't tag us. He doesn't retweet much. He doesn't heart a lot. Maybe he could get more involved than nothing this week. That's our challenge to Izzy. We'll see if he's got something in him. That's the challenge thrown down, the gauntlet to you, Mr. Ez'Ryel Robinson. But Jim Mitchell, let's see what you got. Oh, Mike was putting it up on the screen. Let me pull it.
Oh, did I not? I did share. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me click on that. There we go. All right. I think we can go this way. Perfect. That's how we want it. All right.
Okay, a lot of stats this week. Every team is playing this week. There's no days off. We got 3 Thursday games. Packers and Lions. The first game, Lions opened at 2.5. As far as I know, they're still 2.5 point favorite. Packers are 19-6 against the spread as a dog of 3 points or more. The Lions are 44-15 straight up. They are 18-11 against the spread. Lions are 29-12 against the spread at home. Lions are 3-2 straight up at home versus the Packers the last 5 years. and they are 7-2 straight up overall versus the Packers in the last 9 games. Jared Goff is 39-15 against the spread indoors. Teams that play overtime on Sunday. This is a obscure stat here. This applies to the Lions. Teams that play overtime on Sunday, then play on Thursday, are only 4-24 against the spread. So that's a big number to look at in this game. And the Lions historically are not that successful on Thanksgiving. I'm just putting it out there.
So everything says Lions, therefore I'm taking the Packers.
Right. I'm kind of with you on this, Mike. Next game on Thanksgiving, the Chiefs are favored by 3 points over the Cowboys. I don't really understand this number. I think it's overinflation on the part of the Chiefs. Chiefs are 6-4 against the spread. Patrick is 30-14-1 straight up as a favorite of 3 or fewer points or an underdog. If this game goes to 2.5 or 2, the Chiefs are 23-10-1 straight up when favored by less than 3 points. The Frog is 17-2 straight up indoors. The Chiefs teams. This is the second time this stat applies this week. Teams that play overtime on Sunday then play on Thursday are 4-24 against the spread. That's a big number, and that's probably the reason I like the Cowboys in this game. Teams that play overtime on Sunday then play on the road on Thursday, which breaks it down a little bit more, are 4-16 straight up, and also against the spread. So if they're on the road and they played overtime on Sunday, and then they have to play Thursday. The Cowboys are 21-9 straight up at home. They're 4-1 against the spread as a dog this year. The Cowboys are 6-18-1 straight up as a dog the last couple of years. This is a glaring stat also. This is kind of strange. Rookie head coaches, which Schottenheimer is, are 13-24 against the spread their first Thursday night game since 2015. The evening game, Bengals, Ravens. Ravens are a 7-point favorite. Game time weather, 49 degrees and partly cloudy. If Joe Burrow plays, he's 18-8-1 against the spread after the Bengals lose a game. Joe Burrow is 18-2 against the spread as a dog of 3 points or more. He's 14-7 straight up as an away dog. History between these two teams. This is AFC Central game. The Bengals are 1-3 straight up at versus the Ravens in Baltimore, and they are 3-6 straight up overall versus the Ravens. Bengals are 3-19 straight up on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. The Ravens are 4-7 against the spread in 2025. Lamar is 29-11 straight up. Ravens are 97-31 straight up at home as a favorite. But Lamar Jackson is only 23-28 against the spread as a home favorite. And he's 10-12 straight up as a favorite of 7 points or more. Favorites of 4 points or more are 63-22-1 straight up. Home favorites of 7+ points are 6-13 against the spread in primetime night games. So that's an important stat there. So that would favor the Bengals. This is I guess this is a weird Friday Amazon game. The Bears at the Eagles. Eagles are a 7-point favorite. Philadelphia, it's going to be 43 degrees and sunny at game time. Bears are 20-34 straight up. Bears are 8-24 straight up on the road. The Eagles are 21-11 against the spread. Jalen Hurts is 20-1 straight up as a home favorite. That's a big number.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts is only 5-10 straight up without Lane Johnson. The Eagles are 5-1 straight up versus teams with winning records, and favorites of 4 points or more are 63-22-1 straight up. This favorites of 4 points or more, I don't know if you noticed, but that trend is going up. They're winning the game more often than not.
Got it. Mike, is there a second page on this one?
Yes. And a third.
Yes. All right. Rams, Panthers.
Hey, Rams, Panthers. The Rams opened as a 10.5-point favorite over the Panthers. Game time temperature 50 degrees, and they're expected to get rain in Charlotte on Sunday. Rams are 16-6 against the spread. Rams are 8-2 against the spread as a favorite. They are 8-0 against the spread as a road favorite. So that's a huge number. And they are 9-1 against the spread on the road. Favorites of 4 or more, 63-22-1. Double-digit favorites, double-digit game, 15-14 against the spread, 50-50 against the spread. But if you like the Rams on the money line, 28-3 straight up. Panthers, teams that play Santa Clara the week before, 19-37 straight up the week after. Teams that played on Monday Night Football, this is Mike's stat. The week before are 10-15 straight up, and they are 7-17-1 against the spread the week after. So, Panthers on a short week. Santa Clara favored 6.5 over Brian's Browns. This is going to be a weather game. 38 degrees, and they're expecting rain and sleet in Cleveland at game time. Going to be a cold game, going to be a wet game. 49ers 7-3 straight up versus teams with a losing record. Favorites of 4 points or more are 63-22-1 straight up. And again, teams that played on Monday Night Football the week before are 10-15 straight up, and they are 7-17-1 against the spread the week after. I like the Browns, and I like 6.5 in this game. I'll go ahead and take the 6.5 and the Browns. Texans and Colts. Colts opened as a 4.5-point favorite. Texans are 1-12 against the spread as a dog after a win as a dog. It's kind of a strange stat, but it's held up the last 13 games. Texans are 3-5 straight up and against the spread versus teams with winning records. Texans are 3-2 straight up versus the Colts at Indianapolis, and they are 4-5-1 straight up overall versus the Colts the last 5 years. So kind of 50-50 as far as a heads-up match. But Texans 1-12 against the spread as a dog after a win as a dog. It's kind of a weird stat, but that's held up. Colts are 7-1 against the spread versus the AFC. They're 7-4 against the spread this year. Favorites of 4 points or more are 63-22-1 straight up. Saints at Dolphins. Dolphins are a 5.5-point home favorite. I think that's probably the most points the Dolphins have been favored this year. 79 degrees and thunderstorms in Miami on Sunday. Saints dome team. Saints are 2-7 against the spread as a dog. Tua 4-10 straight up. Dolphins are 3-5 against the spread at home. They are 9-22 against the spread as a home favorite. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63, 22, and 1 straight up. Falcons and Jets. This is the ultimate corner TV game of the week. Falcons, 2.5 point favorite over the Jets. 47 degrees and rain in this game. Doesn't bode well for the Falcons. I don't understand the number. Falcons are 9-22 straight up on the road. The Jets are 7-17 against the spread when the spread is between +3 or -3. The Jets are 5-2 against the spread as a dog. Kind of like the Jets in this game, even though the Jets are a bad football team. I hate betting bad team versus bad team, but if I had to, I'd just go ahead and take the points in the Jets. Cardinals at the Buccaneers. This is an unknown Baker game, as Brian said. Buccaneers are still favored by 3 points. Tampa, weather in Tampa Sunday, 82 degrees and rain. Cardinals are 25-10 against the spread on the road overall. The last 35 games they've played. Buccaneers are 14-5 straight up as a home favorite. I don't care who plays quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is a moderate to good quarterback as a backup. I'd go ahead and lay the 3 and take the Bucs. Jaguars -6.5 against the Titans. Nashville supposed to be 45 degrees and rain at game time. The Jaguars historically 2-2 straight up versus the Titans in Nashville, and they are 5-4 straight up versus the Titans. Division game, they're familiar with each other. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63, 22, and 1 straight up. Big stat in this game. The Jacksonville Jaguars, guys, are 1-18 straight up when the temperature is under 50 degrees. And that's a hardball stat right there. 1-18. Florida teams do not play well when it's cold out.
Yeah.
Titans are 7-21 against the spread, and they are 3-11 against the spread at home. Not for nothing, the Titans have been playing a little bit better each week as it goes. I would go ahead. Don't like the game on a parlay, but Titans look kind of tasty getting 6.5 in this game. Screen number 3, Mike. There we go. Vikings at our Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 10.5 in this game. Temperature 48 degrees game time and cloudy. Vikings are 4-4 against the spread as a road. They are 4-2 against the spread when a dog of 4 or more points. The Seahawks are only 5-9 against the spread at home. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63, 22, and 1. Double-digit favorites are 15, 14 against the spread, but double-digit favorites are 28-3 straight up. This game screams money line. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the Seahawks. I don't like the spread.
No.
Just based on the way the defense played last week. You know,
yeah, correct.
I mean, the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's the quarterback, but they also have Justin Jefferson and some other guys that can make plays. That you could have a broken coverage and a 5-yard dump off, a wide receiver screen ends up to be a 66-yard touchdown or something. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, Vikings are ass. I mean, McCarthy's going to have a pick 6 or 2. What do you think, Iz?
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I would
completely agree.
Yeah, this may be the lead pipe lock of the week. Seahawks on the money line. You're not going to get a lot of value with 10.5 though, but it's still money in your pocket. Raiders and Chargers, AFC West game. Chargers opened at 9.5, home favorite. Raiders are just ass. Chargers should handle them pretty easily in this game. Chargers are 14-6 against the spread versus the AFC. They are 4-0 straight up at home versus the Raiders. They are 7-3 last 10 games straight up versus the Raiders. The Chargers are 10-1 straight up versus teams with losing records. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63, 22, and 1. Double-digit favorites. If this game goes to 10, it would be 15-14 against the spread and 28-3 straight up. If it goes to 10.
Jim Harbaugh rubbing Pete Carroll's face in it is guaranteed. They hate each other. They've never gotten along from the college days, USC and Stanford. This might be a game I'd consider giving the points because I'll tell you one thing: if Harbaugh gets up 10 points, he ain't backing off. He's not. He's gonna
pull a Browns and punt the ball on the 29-yard line.
He ain't gonna punt the ball on the 20 yard.
Yeah, the last couple of years, I haven't seen a number this large between the Chargers and the Raiders. 9.5 is an awful lot of points. Yeah, like you said, Mike, this is the what's your deal game,
Yeah. What's your deal, man?
Yeah.
What's the deal, guys?
So next game, Bills 4.5 point favorite over the Steelers. I think this number is semi-inflated. 41 degrees and rain and sleet in Pittsburgh at game time. This isn't a big road game for the Bills. This is a bus trip to Pittsburgh. Bills are 22-7 straight up after a loss. They are 17-14 against the spread, but they are 15-7 versus playoff teams. Let's see. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63-22, and 1 straight up. The Steelers are 22-9 and 3 straight up as a home dog. They are 13-6 against the spread at home, and they are 10-3-2 against the spread when getting 3 points or more at home. So I think this, like I said, I think this number is a little overinflated. If I had to take a side, I'd go ahead and take the 4.5 in this game. But I think the Bills squeak out the win. Broncos minus 6.5 versus the Redskins. 39 degrees and rain game time. Broncos are 9-24 straight up on the road. Not a real good road team. Broncos are 5-6 against the spread in 2025. They are 22-28-1 against the spread. Broncos are 11-4 against the spread, although as a favorite. And they are 10-1 straight up and 8-3 against the spread versus a team with a losing record. Favorites of 4 points or more, 63-22 and 1 straight up. Redskins are 16-15 against the spread, kind of 50-50 mediocre. Sunday night game. This might be a good hedge game to put the Broncos on the money line. That way, if you had to protect your ticket, you would pay a minimal amount of money on the Redskins, to win the game, and that would be a good deal as far as protecting your parlay. Giants at Patriots Monday night. Patriots are a 7.5 point favorite in this game. 38 degrees and partly cloudy game time. The Giants are a miserable 2-17 straight up on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights. They are 22-17 against the spread as a road dog, and they are 8-15 against the spread as a dog. Jameis Winston is 4-8 against the spread. His numbers have been coming up against the spread. Giants teams that play the Lions the week before are 8-16 straight up, and they are 6-18 against the spread the week after. So that's a 3-1 favorite in favor of the Patriots as far as covering that number. Patriots are 9-0 straight up, and they are 7-2 against the spread. I hate that half point in that number. If that was 7, I would entertain taking that. But this would be another good hedge game to bet. Take the Patriots, and you'd have to lay a minimal amount of money on the Giants to recover your money. And that's it for week 13.
Nice. Mike, would that have changed any of your picks?
I don't really like any of the games.
All right, taking it easy this week.
I really kind of like the Chargers and give the points, but that's a minimal payout. And I like the Seahawks and give the points, but that's about it.
Izzy, do you have a lead pipe lock of the week?
Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
Every
All right.
Homer.
Homers only need apply. By the way, Ohio State Buckeyes play this weekend, trying to finally beat that filthy team up north. We're on a bit of a streak where it hasn't gone that way, but I think this could be our year. So we'll see.
Lead pipe lock of the week, Brian. Like we talked about, Seahawks money line.
Seahawks money.
They're going to win that game. Forget about the 10.5.
Yeah, I mean, they should win it. Absolutely. I concur. All right. Any final thoughts on the way out? Gentlemen, thank you for abbreviating this together today. Had a great time. Mike, final thoughts. Are you doing any appearances? Are you doing any other shows you want to promote?
Toxically Masculine Tuesday tonight. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about the 6 traitors who are
the seditious 6.
The seditious 6.
But Mike, I'd be curious to get your thought on the similiarities between oath keepers. Just warning to make sure we only obey constitutional orders.
I have no thoughts about oath keepers right now.
On another show.
And a lot of other news stuff tonight. Tomorrow, news update on the financial side of things. And everybody have a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to hang out with that guy right there and his lovely wife, Regina. She's going to cook us some turkey. So.
Nice. Looking forward to it. I can't wait till what quote of the day Jim's going to give us. He usually has one for us. Izzy, final thoughts on this before we wrap?
Yeah. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy a lot of good food. Great time here for that. Yeah,
hopefully you said you were at the dentist. Did you say? I think you said you were. Did I miss
what?
I don't know. I thought Mike said he was at the dentist because you said enjoy good food, and I said I hope you'll be able to. And I was offering wishes of goodness and health to everybody. Thank you, Izzy. That was very kind. And Jim, you like to wrap it up with a piece of wisdom.
Yeah, it pertains the Browns Raiders game. It's what you talked about, Brian, with the kicking that field goal. The answer to all your questions is money.
The answer to all your questions
is money.
Everything comes down to one of 2 things, Jim. Money or aliens. Money or aliens.
Ooh.
Everything. Money or aliens.
Money, aliens, or chicks.
Babes.
Space babes are into money.
And Mike and Dave will be coming over. We'll be watching some 85-inch football all day.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll have a blast. Feel free to tweet at the group and everything. Send some stuff out. We'll reshare it. Make sure you're following all of us here on Strictly Football. We appreciate you being here. Happy Turkey Week. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week. Until then, I appreciate you. I love you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
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 Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
New American Media is proud to present a division of the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, Strictly Football.